Hello everyone, this is Jason from Primetime Aquatics, and yes, we have a showdown with two of the smallest fish in the aquarium hobby, the Galaxy Rasbora versus the Chili Rasbora. We've done species profiles on both. I will put them in the upper right hand corner as well as in the description below. Let's see which one is the better pick.
All right, so let's talk about these two awesome fish. And I want to just state from the beginning, you can't go wrong with either one of them. They're both awesome. So in terms of size and their body shape, the Galaxy Rasbora, otherwise known as the Celestial Pearl Danio, is going to be around maybe max out at 1 inch. Females slightly smaller but rounder. They're going to be a little bit thicker bodied, a little bit more round bodied, where the Chili Rasbora, you're going to be very lucky if they hit 1 inch, probably more like 3/4 of an inch, and they stay a lot skinnier. So they're a much more narrow bodied fish. The colors on both of these fish, I believe, is why people are so attracted to them. For the Galaxy Rasbora, these videos that I'm showing you really don't do especially a male justice, because they do get a very dark, deep blue, and their fins can have a nice outline of red. Absolutely outstanding color with those white spots. Chili Rasboras, amazing fish. They get a really nice, brilliant red color with almost a purplish iridescent dot stripe going down the center of their body, and both of them are amazing. And so if you've got smaller aquariums and you want to really highlight a smaller fish that's going to give you a lot of color, you really can't go wrong with either one of them. If you've got a large aquarium and you want something where you're going to be packing it full of smaller fish like we've done in our 125-gallon nano tank, both of these could be a great addition. Their temperaments, they're both very peaceful fish. They don't pick on one another. They're not going to chase other fish around. They're not fin nippers. And so you're really going to have just a fish that gets along well in a community tank. The only thing you really have to worry about is making sure you don't have fish that are large enough to eat either of these fish. I would say of the two, the Galaxy Rasbora has the potential to be a little bit more shy. The Chili Rasbora, not quite as much. But they are both fish where you should absolutely be keeping them in large groups. I know on the internet, a minimum of 6 is what is recommended. I would say a minimum of 12, which is really easy to do even in smaller tanks. The more you have, the more confident they're going to be, the more they're going to show off their true personalities. I would say that the Galaxy Rasbora has a higher likelihood of schooling together and staying together, shoaling. So if you want that behavior, the Galaxy Rasbora is probably a better option. The Chili Rasbora will do that. They love to be in groups, but sometimes you will find them scattered all over the aquarium, especially if they feel very comfortable. If you're looking to breed these fish, check out the species profiles that I've done. I go into more detail there. Hardiness. Both of these fish can be hardy. They do accept a wide range of water parameters, anywhere from a pH of 6 to 8. Water hardness anywhere from 2 or 3 degrees up to 10, maybe even 12 degrees. We keep our fish right around a pH of 8 and a water hardness closer to 10. So, and they've done very, very well in our aquariums for many, many years. I will say that in terms of hardiness, I think the Galaxy Rasbora wins here by just a little bit. I just think that they adapt better to a wide range of water parameters, and I also believe that as they are making their way through the distribution process, they tend to do better with all of the shipping and stuff that has to go on in the total distribution process. Setting up a tank for these guys, not hard to do. Now, there's a little bit of a difference here. For the Galaxy Rasboras, I highly recommend at least a 10-gallon, especially if you want that 8, 10, 12 individuals, just because they are a little bit larger. They're a little bit more active. I think a 10-gallon is a really good minimum tank size. Obviously, you can go larger than that. The Chili Rasbora, on the other hand, I think you're perfectly fine in a 5-gallon. We have had a dozen Chili Rasboras in a 5-gallon, and trust me, when you put them in there, it's like, wow, this really doesn't look overstocked. It doesn't look like that much. Keep in mind, both of these fish have a very light bioload, so they don't eat a lot. They're not like cichlids. They're not like barbs, which tend to eat a lot and be a lot more active. And so while these fish, especially the Galaxy Rasboras, are a little bit more active than the Chilis, they don't have a big bioload. They're not flying around the tank like a Danio would. So a 10-gallon for the Galaxy, certainly a 5-gallon for the Chili Rasbora is going to be more than enough. Cost, there is probably going to be a little bit of a difference here. I know all of this is market dependent. I would love to hear from you in the comments section below. What are these fish? How much are they in your particular area? Around our area in the Chicagoland area, you're probably looking at somewhere between $7 to $12 for the Galaxy Rasbora and maybe around $6 to $10 for the chilies. So obviously this is a small fish, and I know that can scare some people away. It's like, okay, I've got this tiny fish and now I need, you're telling me optimal 10, 12, 15 or more, and I'm going to have to pay $8 to $12, $6 to $12 depending on the fish. I know that can get expensive in a hurry, but again, if you really want these fish to show their true personalities and really get that shocking, awe-inspiring look in your aquarium, you are going to want to keep them in larger groups. The tanks that you're looking at in this video, the Galaxy Rasbora tank, that was a 29 gallon that was heavily planted. This was a quarantine tank, so I don't normally keep this many fish in this aquarium, but it was a quarantine tank. I thought it was a great opportunity to show these fish off. The chili Rasboras were in a 14 gallon bow front. And again, even with as many Galaxy Rasboras as we had in that 29, and by the way, that was probably close to 250, if not more, you could see here that it doesn't look ridiculous. I mean, yes, it's overstocked, and would I keep that many in this size tank long term? No, again, it was quarantine. They were going to be in here for 4 weeks, and then they were going to start moving out. But both of these fish are great. And by the way, I know what some of you are thinking, well, can't I just keep both and call it a draw? Absolutely, and we've done that a million times. They get along well with one another. They get along well with other types of Rasboras. Again, if you want more information on how to keep these fish, how to breed them, check out the videos in the upper and lower right-hand corner. Would love to hear from you. What do you think? Which one comes out on top? If I had to pick one, I might lean towards the chili Rasbora just because I think that they're a little bit more versatile and I really like their colors, but it would be really tough just to pick one. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you in the next one.